Right then, buckle up, you lot. We're about to embark on a journey through time, exploring the rich and storied history of one of America's most iconic car manufacturers. We're diving headfirst into the wild world of Ford, a company that's been around since before the Model T, a time when the automobile was a luxury for the few and a curiosity for the many. Since before your granddad started telling those tall tales about the good old days, Ford was already making waves in the automotive industry. We're talking over a century of metal, gears, and enough horsepower to make a grown man weak in the knees. Imagine the roar of the engines, the smell of gasoline, and the thrill of the open road. From humble beginnings to global domination, Ford's story is one of grit, determination, and a fair few screaming engines. It all started with a vision, a dream to make cars accessible to the masses, and boy did they succeed. This isn't about your granddad's Ford though, well, maybe a bit. It's about the evolution of a brand that has become synonymous with American muscle and innovation. This is about the cars that defined generations, the ones that became a part of our cultural fabric. From the sleek lines of the Mustang to the rugged durability of the F-150, Ford has left an indelible mark on the automotive world. The ones that plastered posters on bedroom walls, inspiring countless dreams of freedom and adventure. These cars were more than just machines. They were symbols of a lifestyle, a statement of individuality and power, and left tire marks on the hearts of millions. The legacy of Ford is not just in the cars they built, but in the memories they created. The road trips, the first dates, the races won and lost. Each car has a story, and each story is a testament to the enduring appeal of American muscle. Let's take a step back to where it all began. The Model T, affectionately known as the Tin Lizzie, was the car that put America on wheels. Introduced in 1908, it was the first affordable automobile, thanks to Henry Ford's innovative assembly line production. The Model T was more than just a car, it was a revolution. It changed the way people lived, worked, and traveled. Suddenly, the world was a smaller place, and the open road was calling. Henry Ford's vision was simple, to build a car for the great multitude, and he did just that. By 1927, over 15 million Model Ts had been sold, making it one of the best-selling cars of all time. The Model T was a symbol of progress and innovation, a testament to what could be achieved with determination and ingenuity. It was the car that brought mobility to the masses and set the stage for the automotive industry as we know it today. As the decades rolled on, Ford continued to innovate and push the boundaries of what was possible. The 1950s and 60s saw the rise of the muscle car, and Ford was at the forefront of this movement. The Mustang, introduced in 1964, became an instant classic. With its sleek design and powerful engine, it captured the imagination of a generation and became a symbol of American freedom and power. The Mustang wasn't just a car, it was a cultural icon. It represented the spirit of the 60s, a time of change and rebellion. It was the car of choice for those who wanted to stand out, to make a statement. And it wasn't just the Mustang. Ford's lineup of muscle cars, from the Thunderbird to the Torino, captured the hearts of car enthusiasts everywhere. These cars were built for speed and performance, and they delivered in spades. Today, Ford continues to innovate and push the boundaries of what's possible. From electric vehicles to cutting-edge technology, Ford is always looking to the future while honoring its storied past. The legacy of Ford is one of innovation, determination, and a passion for the open road. It's a legacy that has been built over a century and continues to drive us forward. So buckle up and join us as we celebrate a century of American muscle, a century of Ford. From the Model T to the Mustang, from the assembly line to the open road, this is the story of a company that changed the world, one car at a time. The year is 1998, a year that would be remembered for many things. It was a time of change, a time of innovation, and a time when the world seemed to be moving at a breakneck speed. The dawn of the internet age was upon us, and technology was beginning to weave itself into the fabric of our daily lives. But amidst all this change, one thing remained constant: the automobile. And in 1998, Ford was about to make a significant mark on the automotive world. Titanic ruled the box office, capturing the hearts and imaginations of millions around the globe. It was a cinematic masterpiece that told a timeless story of love and loss, set against the backdrop of one of history's most tragic events. People flocked to theaters, eager to experience the magic of James Cameron's epic film. It was a cultural phenomenon, a movie that would go on to break records and win numerous awards. The Spice Girls were still a thing, dominating the airwaves and concert stages with their infectious pop tunes and vibrant personalities. They were the embodiment of girl power, a movement that inspired a generation of young women to be confident, bold, and unapologetically themselves. Their music was everywhere, and their influence was undeniable. From their catchy songs to their iconic fashion, the Spice Girls were a cultural force to be reckoned with. And Ford, well, they were busy changing the game. In the midst of all this cultural upheaval, Ford was quietly working on something that would revolutionize the automotive industry. They were about to introduce a car that would not only replace an old favorite, but also set new standards for design, performance, and innovation. This car was the Ford Focus, and it was poised to make a big splash. See, for 3 decades, the Ford Escort was as much a part of the furniture as a comfy armchair. It was reliable, dependable, and familiar. The Escort had been a staple in the Ford lineup, a car that people trusted and loved. It had seen countless families through road trips, commutes, and everyday adventures. But as with all things, change was inevitable. The time had come for the Escort to pass the torch to a new generation, but even armchairs get replaced eventually, and in swoops the Ford Focus. This wasn't just a new car, it was a statement, a bold declaration that Ford was ready to embrace the future and leave the past behind. The Focus was designed to be more than just a mode of transportation. It was meant to be an experience. From its sleek lines to its cutting-edge technology, the Focus was a car that demanded attention. This wasn't just a new car, it was a statement that Ford was ready to push the boundaries of what a compact car could be. The Focus was a departure from the norm, a car that dared to be different. It was a vehicle that combined style, performance, and practicality in a way that had never been seen before. Ford was making it clear that they were not content to rest on their laurels. They were ready to lead the way into the future. Out went the safe, predictable Escort, and in came this sharp-suited, edgy number. The Focus was a breath of fresh air, a car that broke the mold and set new standards for design and performance. It was a vehicle that turned heads and made people take notice. With its bold styling and innovative features, the Focus was a car that was impossible to ignore. It was a symbol of Ford's commitment to innovation and excellence. The new edge design, they called it, and edgy it was. The Focus was a car that looked like nothing else on the road. Its sharp lines and distinctive shape set it apart from the crowd. The new edge design was a bold departure from the traditional conservative styling of the past. It was a design that was meant to be noticed, a design that made a statement. The Focus was a car that was as much about style as it was about substance. This wasn't just about looks, though. The Focus was more than just a pretty face. It was a car that was designed to perform. Ford had put a lot of thought and effort into making sure that the Focus was a car that could deliver on all fronts. From its powerful engine to its advanced suspension system, the Focus was a car that was built to be driven. It was a vehicle that offered a thrilling driving experience, one that was sure to put a smile on the face of anyone who got behind the wheel. Oh no, the Focus drove like a dream. It was a car that was designed to be fun to drive, with responsive handling and a smooth ride. The Focus was a car that made you want to take the long way home, just so you could spend a little more time behind the wheel. It was a vehicle that offered a perfect balance of comfort and performance, making it a joy to drive in any situation. It handled like a go-kart, with precise steering and nimble handling that made it a blast to drive on twisty roads. The Focus was a car that felt alive, a vehicle that responded to your every input with enthusiasm. It was a car that made you feel connected to the road, a car that made driving an engaging and enjoyable experience. It gripped the road like a lovesick teenager, with a level of traction and stability that inspired confidence. The Focus was a car that felt planted and secure, even when pushed to its limits. It was a vehicle that offered a level of performance that was usually reserved for much more expensive cars. The Focus was a car that punched well above its weight, offering a driving experience that was truly exceptional, and it had more personality than a room full of politicians. The Focus was a car that was full of character, with a distinctive design and a fun-to-drive nature that set it apart from the competition. It was a vehicle that was as enjoyable to look at as it was to drive, a car that made a statement wherever it went. The Focus was a car that was designed to be different, a car that was meant to stand out from the crowd, and in 1998, it did just that. So there you have it. A journey that began over a century ago with a vision to revolutionize the way we travel. Ford has been a name synonymous with innovation, resilience, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. From the very first Model T that rolled off the assembly line, to the cutting-edge electric vehicles of today, Ford has consistently pushed the boundaries of what is possible in the automotive world. A century of Ford, from humble beginnings to automotive legends. They've made family cars that have carried generations, sports cars that have set hearts racing, and vehicles that have become an integral part of our lives. The early Ford family cars were more than just a means of transportation. They were a symbol of freedom and progress. The classic Ford sports cars, with their sleek designs and powerful engines, have left an indelible mark on the history of automotive engineering. And let's not forget the trucks. Trucks that could pull a house down, trucks that have been the backbone of industries, and trucks that have stood the test of time. These historical Ford trucks were built to last, designed to handle the toughest jobs, and have been a trusted companion for countless workers and businesses. The vintage footage of Ford trucks pulling heavy loads is a testament to their strength and durability. Of course, not every car was perfect. There were the odd lemons, the cars that didn't quite live up to the Ford name. But even in those moments, Ford learned, adapted, and came back stronger. The old Ford cars with breakdowns and the vintage Ford cars in poor condition are a reminder that progress is not always a straight line. It's a journey filled with ups and downs, successes and failures. But through it all, one thing's for sure: Ford knows how to make a bloody good car. The modern Ford vehicles are a testament to the company's commitment to quality, innovation, and customer satisfaction. The montage of well-maintained vintage Ford cars shows that even after decades, these vehicles are still cherished and valued by their owners. It's a legacy of excellence that continues to this day. Here's to the next 100 years, Ford. As we look back on the incredible journey so far, we also look forward to what the future holds. The Ford logo through the years is a symbol of the company's evolution and growth. The celebratory footage of Ford cars and the modern Ford vehicles are a glimpse into the exciting innovations and advancements that lie ahead. Don't think for a minute you're off the hook. The world is watching, and the expectations are higher than ever. The modern Ford factory footage and the employees working on Ford cars show the dedication and hard work that goes into every vehicle. It's a reminder that the journey is far from over, and there are still many challenges and opportunities ahead. We'll be watching, waiting for the next big thing to roll off the production line. The footage of new Ford cars on a production line and the new Ford car models being unveiled are a promise of what's to come. It's an exciting time for Ford and for all of us who have been a part of this incredible journey. So, here's to the future, to the next big thing, and to the continued legacy of Ford.